Hey, let's talk about games. Hello my friends, it's Hydra here. Today I want to talk to you about Inquisitor Martyr's potential future classes. Now this is purely speculation. I've not had any details from developers about this. We know we're getting 3 classes at launch. We know they're going to be the Psyker. We know it's going to include the Death Cult Assassin and the Crusader. What I want to talk to you today is about the potential future classes for the game, because from what I understand there are quite a few. Now over the past year there's been a lot of questions about this. There's been, can I have a Grey Knight, can I have an Astartes, can I have a Sisters of Battle, can I have a Death Watch, can I be a Terminator, can I be a Dreadnought? We've had these questions nearly on a daily basis within forums, and I'm not here to be the party pooper, but I think to set expectations realistically to pretty much all of the above, maybe bar the Sororitas, probably no. In fact, just no. One of the main reasons, and the developers have actually communicated this in the past, is that the game being called Inquisitor, yes, technically there is somewhere in the lore, in the canon, there is an Astartes who turned into an Inquisitor, but it's not really mainstream canon. It's not really what an Inquisitor is. So the idea of us ever being an Astartes, very, very unlikely. Obviously we do play as the knight within the game, or we commandeer the knight in the main campaign, so yes, maybe they could make you, in theory, take over someone else for a side mission or something, but it's never going to be the main protagonist, because they have said you are an Inquisitor, you are going around the galaxy as an Inquisitor, and it wouldn't make sense if you were anything else. You are a free-thinking agent of the Inquisition, undercover, and whatever you play, you've got to fit in with that storyline. Now, for the actual possibilities, now for those of you that might be wondering, well, where on earth did they get Death Cult Assassin from? Where did they get Crusader from? Where are these words from? I've not heard of these within 40k that I'm aware of. Well, I'm not sure if they're mentioned within other sources, but I'm currently dabbling with a little bit of Dark Heresy, which is a pen and paper roleplay game set within the sort of the inquisitorial sort of sector. And I can tell you safe to say that these are 3 of the possible paths to ascension that an Inquisitor may take, basically in order to become an Inquisitor. So you start off with a background, you may come and you may be an Imperial Guard, you may be an Adeptus Mechanicus, you will have a background as to where your character has come from, and then from there you will then specialise in something, and this will be sort of like your combat speciality, as it were. And here we have a little list of these possible paths to ascension, and I strongly believe, having already picked 3 from this list, it's more than likely that any future classes are going to be based from this list as well. So within the list over here, obviously we already have the Death Cult Assassin, Crusader and the Psyker. This leaves us with quite a few others to pick from. We've got the Desperado, the Hierophant, the Interrogator, Judge, Magos, Sage and Stormtrooper. Quite a bit of variety. Obviously, yes, there is the Vindicator Assassin too, but we've already got a Death Cult Assassin that's rocking pretty much all of the Vindicator weapons. Okay, most of them. I really don't see that one as being a likely candidate, since we've already got an assassin type character, or we've already got a rogue, but there are plenty of others to pick from within this list. Now, what I'd probably suggest we do, guys, if you would like, I'm happy to do some lore on these and talk to you about them, what exactly they are, to give you them in sort of a little bit of a nutshell. The Desperado, think of a, exactly as the name implies, a pistol wielder, a little bit of a roguelike maverick, etc. Pew pew pew. It sort of goes without saying, the name says it all. The Hierophant is a little bit more of a pilgrim, a little bit more of an educated sort of religious persuasion, something I don't really see as being particularly well suited to an ARPG, but who knows. Interrogators are fairly high up within the food chain. Again, the name really implies what they do. For many people, there are many backgrounds, they're quite a sought after profession. You are basically the person that does the interrogations for the Inquisitor, pretty useful skill set to have. Judges, obviously, Judge, that sort of goes without saying. Most people are going to be thinking of Arbites and that's sort of the, I guess, one of the classic backgrounds to the Judge progression. It's someone that's sort of, Arbites being the police of sorts. Magos, again, my knowledge is actually not a little bit weak on the Magos, so rather than embarrass myself here, I'm actually going to leave the Magos and the Sage. Sage, one would assume is not a herbalist, but a little bit of a healer. I'm going to leave these guys to go through in a little bit more detail in perhaps a following video. If you'd like me to do them one at a time or just give you a little bit of a rundown as to each, or if there's anything else pertaining to the lore of Inquisitor Martyr, please do let me know. I'm happy to do some lore background sort of information for you, a little bit talk about, I don't know, different background worlds, anything relating to the Inquisition. If you guys would like to know, if it's going to make you enjoy this game more, if you want to get into the game a little bit more, don't forget as well, guys, if you want to get a little bit more involved on if you want to get a little bit more involved in the mindset of an Inquisitor, I'm going to be doing on the Patreon feed. Don't worry, you don't have to sign up. I'm going to be doing a pen and paper. First session today, but probably start filming next week. We're going to be doing Dark Ascension as a podcast. So we're going to be doing every week or 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a 3 to 4 hour podcast. It will be edited and so hopefully cut out all of the dull waiting times. And it's basically going to be a pen and paper roleplay game within this, but the amount of lore, the amount of information within this is pretty, I would say, pretty useful. The Dark Heresy books really, although yes, there's lots of different authors out there that have written books on the Inquisition, I really think the Dark Heresy books are a great way to actually learn about the combat, the abilities, the cybernetic enhancements, anything down to the daily goings on as to what an Inquisitor in theory should be able to take down. Certainly within Dark Heresy, you are only a human, so if you go ahead and, I don't know, come against an Astartes, yeah, according to the law, you are going to get pounded unless you do so in a particularly clever way. Guys, you have yourselves a great weekend. Let me know what sort of videos you want to see regarding the law, and also, if we're lucky, I might be able to get a little bit of Vive streaming going on this week, a little bit of Star Trek Bridge Commander going on. I might roleplay into a little bit of 40k. We shall wait and see. Guys, you have yourselves a great day. I'll speak to you soon.